it has dawned on me that many people may still be struggling a little bit with the procedure of doing found vocabulary. Some of you may not know what's expected, and others may still be struggling with finding difficult vocabulary in whatever you're reading. So I wanted to give a quick tutorial to give you some hints and tips. So first, in case you need a short refresher, the actual page that you will look at, it will look a little bit different. I've been trying to make some upgrades. But basically, you go ahead and you click to the proper page. And this, again, is roughly what it looks like. Remember, you're looking for at least 3 every week. But make sure that this is the kind of thing you do at the end of the week. If you're going in regularly and putting in words, you're really wasting a lot of time. You don't need to be spending that kind of time on it. So I'll give you an example here. I know most of you guys are reading on paper. That's fine. The procedure isn't tremendously different. I've added a little something for you here, both for my demonstration, but also in case you guys are actually struggling. If you ever find that you finished a book and you just need something for the rest of the week, you can open this up. This is available to everybody. And I have a bunch of different things in here to read. No, I do not promise that you will find exactly what you want, but it is certainly something that you can go ahead and peruse while you are waiting to find another book or waiting to talk to me to help you find another book. So you open up this guy, and yes, my connection is slow, so you wait a little while for it to pop open. And then you'll get a page that looks roughly like this. So let's just say I finished something in the middle of the week and I need something to read for the rest of the week. So I kind of scan along here a little bit. Feel free to check through this, but I'll give you, use a couple of examples here of what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and open up this. You just see Beowulf. Some of you might have seen the movie, and it was kind of interesting. And it doesn't. As you're perusing through, go ahead, open whatever you like. It's going to take you a little bit to actually see these things. There we go. And you'll see it open up, but to actually read through it, there's this little button up here, the pop-out window. Go ahead and hit the pop-out window. Now, it may ask you to sign in. You may if you have a Gmail account, but you shouldn't need to just to look at it. Okay? However, I open this up, and some of you may be thinking to yourself, oh, wonderful, look, I can put every single one of these words down as a vocabulary word. No, that's not the objective here. The objective is for you to be looking for things in something that you can read and find those words. You can't just highlight this entire thing and put it in and count it as 37 words. So go back from here, and we'll look for something else that might be kind of interesting. Let's see, Lord of the Flies. Oh, that's got an interesting title. Let's go ahead and look at this. Lying. Come on. Who doesn't want to know about lying? So again, you go ahead and do the pop-out. It's just a little bit easier to read that way. And then you get this text that looks something like this. And you can go ahead and scroll down to where you're actually reading. Okay, here's the introduction. I know some people don't like to read introductions, but since I don't even know what this is, I might as well go ahead and figure out what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and zoom in here so I can see this a little bit better. All right, so among the many paradoxes of life, this is perhaps the most peculiar and consequential. We often behave in ways that are guaranteed to make us unhappy. Isn't that great? Okay, so we read that right off the bat, and then some of us are sitting here going, yeah, that's great so far. However, if something didn't go off in your brain while I was reading this, I know that very few of my students will be able to pass a test if I ask them what paradoxes mean. And there's even some of you who are going to struggle if I ask you to define what consequential means. So again, if when I was reading through this, there's nothing that popped up in your head as, oh yeah, that's a word that I could put down, you're not paying enough attention. Like I said, I've got 1 or 2 of you who I think could have passed through paradoxes and not have said, well, that sounds like a word that I might be able to use. For the rest of you, you're reading through. Many of us spend our lives marching with open eyes towards remorse, regret, guilt, and disappointment. and nowhere do our injuries seem more casually self-inflicted or the suffering we create more disproportionate to the needs of the moment than in the lies we tell to other human beings. Lying is the royal road to chaos. Again, if anyone is sitting in here going, yeah, I pretty much understood all of that, then you're not paying quite enough attention. Some of you hopefully caught this one, disproportionate. Yeah, I know one or two of you are sitting here going, I know that word, but I do want you to ask yourself, really? Can I test you on it right now and count it as a 50-point assignment? If you can't define it properly, you just lost 50 points. Because if you're not comfortable with that, that should go in for your vocabulary. I'll give you another example. Casually self-inflicted. Casually self-inflicted. Here's an example of something where you probably know the first word, and you might even know the second word. However, this is a phrase that means something specific when it's put together. Casually self-inflicted. All right, casual means relaxed and mellow. Self-inflicted means to cause to yourself. What does it mean to be casually self-inflicted? That's a different kind of meaning. So I wanted to point this out to you as well. Casually self-inflicted is an example of something you can put down for vocabulary. I know it's not a single word. However, the two of those together have a specific meaning. Now I know it doesn't exactly fit in the normal sense of the word, because what are you going to put down in terms of synonyms for that? I don't know, that's kind of hard. There are cases where instead of putting down synonyms, you might need to actually go ahead and put down your own understanding of the meaning. Okay? And that's okay. That's okay. You may not get it right, but you're still thinking about vocabulary, so that makes me happy, and that's worth 10 points to me. So I just wanted to kind of expand the general meaning of what we're looking for here, how it works. Okay, so at any rate, the procedure, you're doing this reading. If you are reading on an ebook, that's an easy way to save it. On your own ebook, there's ways that you can actually go ahead and highlight those words. Okay, that's if you're using an ebook. If, on the other hand, you're using a paper book, this would be an example where if it's a book of your own, go ahead and underline it right there. Come up to this page. I can't do it on here, but dog-ear that page, underline that phrase, and then move on. Don't stop and go back to the actual assignment every time. It's going to make you crazy. So a little bit of an underline, a dog-ear, and move on. If you're using an ebook, you can go ahead and underline it right there. If it's a book that you know someone will get very upset if there's anything in it, just go ahead and read with a small stack of sticky notes. If you don't have any, come to me. I can give you a stack. I'm so happy. That's a very good investment. All right, so at any rate, we're going through, we found a few here, consequential, paradoxes, casually self-inflicted, and disproportionate. So at the end of the week, what you do is you come on in here, you've got your folder. I know it always changes. We're going to be in week 6 when you guys will see this. So you go ahead, you open up the actual found vocabulary page, and then you scroll down here, and you can literally put exactly what we had here. So if I have this right here, and I'm not sure it'll work. Sometimes PDFs give you a little bit of difficulty. But hey, it worked for me. I'm going to take off the comma because that's not really in there. And I'm going to show you another reason why it's kind of nice to use ebooks. I'm actually not trying to make you write like crazy for this. I'm trying to get you to think about words. Look at that. I just put that in. Now, yes, please fix it up if it looks all goofy like that. Come on, that's not that hard compared to typing the whole thing in. But there you go. Now I have that entire thing in there. I'm going to scroll down here. How is it used in a sentence? For this one, boys and girls, this one's really, really hard. I wouldn't guess that most of you guys would know this. However, I will go ahead and tell you, I'm pretty sure that in this case, casually self-inflicted, I think it's being used as an adverb there. I might be wrong, but that's okay. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and for this one, instead of listing 3, I'm going to say, this sounds like it's a bit ironic. I know I'm using big words in my own definition, but then again, I'm smart and I want you to do the best to show how smart you are too. If you're a little bit confused what ironic means, that's okay. Rise to the challenge. I just want you to see that you don't have to list 3 synonyms. You can go ahead and try to define it yourself. So this sounds a bit ironic. Self-inflicting stuff doesn't seem like it would be casual. Does it? That's my definition, okay? And you might not even know exactly what I'm talking about here, and that's just fine. What I want you to see is how I found the word, how I put it in, how I didn't necessarily stick to the synonyms here, and then again, you go ahead and you finish it. For me, it's Scott is my last name. We'll say Mr. is my first name. And I am a senior, in this case, citizen. And then you go ahead and submit. Okay. The last thing I want to show you on this page, oh, sorry, real quick. Remember that you need to do this at least 3 times. Okay, at least 3 times. So you need to go back to the page if you have 3 or 4 or 5 and open it back up again. Okay, it'll just look like this again at least 3 times. And remember, you can do it up to, I don't have a limit so far. The only reason you have to limit yourself is if you forgot to submit to the personal reading discussion page that week. I will not give you extra credit for that week. If you submit more than 3 and you haven't done your personal reading discussion entries, the most you can get is 30. So make sure you do the personal reading discussion page. Muy importante. Okay, to make sure that they all went in, because I know that some people don't trust computers. That's what this here is for. You go to their glossary page, and you simply go ahead and look for your entry. So what I'm going to do is I am going to press Control Find, and a little page, a little box opens up right here, and I can find my word. So let's see, I can look for it in a bunch of different ways. I can go self-inflict, in F-L-I-C. You have to make sure you spell it right, otherwise it won't show up. And so far it says 1 of 3. So let's see what I have here. Self-inflicted. So it must be on this page right here. Oh, that's right. I have to scroll down a little bit because I can't see the whole thing. Silly me. There we go. There we go. I'm down here on the most recent entry, 1286, and this way I know I have actually submitted it. Okay, once you get there, you're golden. Okay, you're golden. Of course, you should see 3 at least here, but if you see more, excellent, good for you. That's it. I hope this is helpful. Play it again if you need to, stop it and rewind, but of course, as always, if you run into troubles and need my help, please call me 530-400-9138. Happy hunting.